Today I fucked up, talking dirty in German. Throwaway account. My girlfriend is deaf. At the beginning of our relationship, she had to read my lips to understand me. Now she understands me because we've been together long enough for me to learn sign language. Other than lip reading and sign language, vibrations play a role too. My girlfriend will often touch my throat when I talk because it allows her to feel what I'm saying instead of just watching the expressions on my face or concentrating on the movement of my mouth and hands through reading lips and sign language. She loves touching my neck and feeling the vibrations of my voice, especially when the two of us are intimate and I'm talking dirty. From my understanding, listening to me when I'm turned on gets my girlfriend off. What I said didn't really matter most of the time. What mattered was how I said it. As soon as my girlfriend touches my neck and closes her eyes during cowgirl or missionary, it's my cue to sound sexy. However, I usually do the opposite without her realizing. I voice my thoughts about her never closing the peanut butter jar properly or how she uses up 80% of the bed because she sleeps in kickboxing poses or the fact that she eats pizza from the crust to the tip. It's low-key hilarious whenever she climaxes while I'm commenting on something random like all the cupboards she always leaves wide open when she's done in the kitchen. Last night was business as usual in the bedroom before we switched from doggy to cowgirl. My girlfriend put her hand on my neck when she was in position, hoping to feel the vibrations of my voice while I was providing oral support and she was riding. She didn't close her eyes though, which meant I had to behave and talk dirty for real because she might read my lips and realize I've been voicing my complaints literally under her nose. I should have just stuck to the script and talked dirty, but the agent of chaos in me came up with a way to continue playing with fire and block my girlfriend from lip reading. I decided to speak German. My native language. It was my first time switching languages in bed. Even though my girlfriend had no idea what was coming out of my mouth, she appreciated my naturally aggressive German vibrations a little too much because her gentle hand on my neck instantly turned into an eagle claw as she approached the moment of climax. She squeezed my neck so hard, I sounded like a German chipmunk. My fight or flight mode prompted me to tickle my girlfriend to stop her from strangling me. I'm not sure why I opted for tickling as a method of surviving strangulation, but I think it had something to do with my hands being on her hips and the voice in my head yelling, "Target the abdomen, she's ticklish, it will weaken her." My girlfriend reacted to being tickled mid-climax like she was being electrocuted by eels. She released my neck, which was a relief, but it came at a cost. I slipped out during the commotion and felt my boner get butt-crushed in the process. My overstimulated girlfriend accidentally dived off the bed and fell face first on the floor. Both of us were in pain for the rest of the evening due to my actions for the most part. I awkwardly limp now. Bonus side story. I shared some of the details of my boner accident with my brother because I wanted him to find out from his BF, who is a med student, if I should be worried about possible damage. I must have messaged my brother when he was high because he decided to create a group chat called Numb Nuts and add me, his BF, and practically all the med students the boyfriend knew. My brother copied and pasted my message in the group and encouraged everyone to comment using emojis only. I refused to stick around for the circus, so I exited and deleted the group. Now there is a whole university of med students that know who I am and what happened to me. Is this my punishment for complaining about my girlfriend not properly closing peanut butter jars? If so, I'm just gonna talk dirty like normal people do from now on. In English, TLR. I switched to German for the first time during sex, which my deaf girlfriend appreciated because she enjoys touching my neck and feeling the vibrations of my voice when I'm turned on. She enjoyed the feeling of my German vibrations to the point of choking me mid-climax and forcing me to tickle her as a counter-attack that caused my boner to slip out and get crushed by her butt before she accidentally fell off the bed. Deaf people must be the only group appreciating German dirty talk. This is one of the best "today I fucked up" jokes I've seen today. I literally laughed out loud on the train. You made my day, my dear friend. At least she never hears you coming. Or screaming in pain. Apparently German is a romantic language. If you're deaf. A crushed dick is the last thing I'd wish on even my enemy. Happened to me with a stack of heavy textbooks. Don't ask how. But damn, this really made me laugh. Nevertheless, I'm sorry for your limp member. Today I fucked up by making my mom think I'm a Satanist. So I recently ordered a few books off of Amazon. I've gotten into reading and have been constantly ordering new books to read for when I'm off of school. With my week-long break I ordered 5 new books that are pretty harmless, but I ordered one book that was suggested from BookTok and I guess it has a lot of smut. Well, the first day of my break I got a notification that my books were delivered, so I went outside to get them and noticed there was an extra book when I opened it. It was one of Anton LaVey's books called The Devil's Notebook. I never ordered it or even knew he had books, to be completely honest. It was clearly just an accident on Amazon's part because I never had it in my cart. My biggest fuck up was showing my mom because I thought it was funny. I showed my Bible-thumping mom who homeschooled me because she was scared the public school system was going to corrupt me into hating God, an Anton LaVey book. She immediately began demanding to see my Amazon account and I said no because I had ordered a few Mother's Day gifts for her that I didn't want her to see and ruin the surprise, so that just raised even more suspicions. She went on a rampage and was now going through every single book I owned and had ever read. They were all pretty harmless except that one that BookTok suggested to me. It was pretty fucking filthy, I guess, because it made her cry and she ended up burning it. Now everybody in my family thinks I'm a perverted Satanist and I've been hiding in my room for 3 days now because she practically hisses at me and my sister is begging me to just show my mother my Amazon account and give her the Mother's Day gifts early. I kept trying to explain to my mother that I will show her my Amazon account after Mother's Day and she said, "Then it will be like this until Mother's Day," and has continued to give me the silent treatment and occasionally crying. My sister is mad at me. My dad, who divorced her, is mad at me because she contacted him about this. My cousins are mad at me because they've had to hear about it from her and basically got yelled at too for something they didn't do. And my aunt is mad at me because since my mother isn't talking to me, she's talking to my aunt and my aunt is just begging me to spoil the gifts. At this rate, I think I'm not going to. Because this is kind of enjoyable for me but also not. I miss going downstairs and I'm hungry. Too long did not read. Amazon accidentally sent me an Anton LaVey book. I showed my mom, now everybody is mad at me. Edit. Didn't expect this post to get any attention. I ended up just showing my mother my account. I already had her gifts beforehand, so I just ended up giving them to my aunt as an early Mother's Day gift. She has apologized to me, but I told her I'm really upset she doesn't trust me and I'm really tired of living like this and that I need some space. I'm currently with one of my friends from school and spending a few nights with her until I decide what to do. Your entire family needs therapy. Seriously. Fucking return the gifts. She deserves nothing. I'd honestly recommend not giving her anything for Mother's Day because she doesn't deserve it when treating you this way. You are entitled to privacy and she has no right to see your account info. Your mom made a big effort to make you feel like you're the bad guy here. But really she's using religion as her excuse to indulge in a kind of controlling abuse, even if she doesn't see it that way or have much awareness. I am very sorry. She burned the book? What the actual fuck? I'm with everyone else here. That is not normal behavior. That is not the response of a rational, emotionally balanced adult. Today I fucked up by making a way too delicious beef stew in humid weather. I regret living. I bought a crock pot for the first time the other day and I'm kicking myself for not doing it sooner. I've been making pulled pork, chicken taquito filling, all sorts of tasty stuff. I'm obsessed. My wife told me last night that we haven't had beef stew in a while, and now that we had a crock pot, there was absolutely no excuse not to make it. I went all out, even buying some fancy red wine to make it with. Hell, I even made a whole ass loaf of French bread with our bread maker to accompany it. 8 hours later, it's ready. My god, that stew was orgasmic coming from a slow cooker. That beef just fell apart. Absurdly good. I normally watch my portion sizes since I'm trying to lose some weight, but not tonight. I ate 2.5 bowls of this stuff. Fast forward about 3 hours later. For whatever reason, while it was only about 62 degrees Fahrenheit, 16 degrees Celsius, outside, it is disgustingly humid. I don't do well at all in humidity, or in hot weather. Especially when I'm trying to sleep. So I use a machine that has a hose attachment that goes on the foot of your bed, and blows hot or cool air under the covers and over your body. I haven't used it in a while, but I turned it on and the cool air felt significant other much better against my body. I started to get cozy, and then my stomach started gurgling. Not really thinking about it, I lifted my leg and what can only be described as a silent, fiery hot stream of air escaped my asshole, continuing for nearly 10 seconds uninterrupted. What could possibly be worse than beef stew farts? Answer. Having them blown back right in your face from under the covers. I can't even begin to describe the smell. It was like something literally crawled up my asshole and died 3 years ago. And my fucking machine was blowing what might as well be mustard gas right back at me. It smelled so bad that I threw up. My wife heard me and ran into the room. But the humidity of the room in combination with a now putrid mixture of beef stew, hell farts and vomit created something that could bring about the end times. She helped me clean myself up. Bless her soul. But my God, that was awful. Too long did not read. Ate too much beef stew, body protested. Humid weather made me use a fan under my covers and accidentally gassed myself with beef stew farts and threw up from the smell. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time. Thanks for sharing. Don't waste good wine for cooking. The subtle flavors that make good wine are lost during cooking. What's important is its relative acidity and sweetness. Boxed wine is actually a perfectly acceptable option for cooking as it's both relatively inexpensive and it is consistent in its acidity and sweetness, so you can keep making the same dish each time. The boxed wine, a red blend with a medium body, also produced a perfectly good wine sauce for the braise. Do you have the recipe? I'm feeling adventurous. That was a surprise ending, as you exuded chunks from the opposite end than I expected. Sounds terrible regardless. This reminds me of my friend being woke up by his cat farting on his CPAP machine. It's happened at least twice now.